few little successes in it.
It ain't nothing.
Oh.
What do you got?
Maybe I'll do the master close at
Okay.
the house.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
There it is.
Rick, are you ready to get started?
I am. How was that?
You can,
That was master close.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. You can't be a real client.
Well, you know, Greg, I'm not sure I'm ready to actually get
Okay.
going and do the things that you're saying. I mean, I've got a number of different agents I want to interview and see what their company and themselves are about,
Uh-huh.
just so I feel comfortable.
You want to sit through this again with other
I
agents?
know, right?
Boy, oh boy.
It's like pulling teeth.
Yeah, that's real punishment.
It is.
Yeah. Well, Rick, what would have to happen for us to work together tonight?
Well, you know, again, like I was saying, I've got 2 other people coming over tonight
Mm-hmm.
that I've promised that I'd go ahead and listen to what they have to say.
Well, let me ask you first, is there anything about Century 21 that you would have reservations about?
No, I think you guys do a great job, but I mean, it's been around forever, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you know how to sell real estate.
Well, Century 21 is synonymous with real estate, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And with me as an agent, would you have any reservations about that?
No, I think that you have covered everything that, you know, we were thinking, but again, I just don't know. I mean,
Well,
that's my biggest fear, is just not understanding and really knowing, am I making the right decision?
Well, that's what I was wondering. What haven't I covered? What's missing?
Well, my concern is being, you know, go down this road and have this this relationship to where I'm obligated for the next 6 months. I'm
Mhm.
concerned. I mean, if you're okay with trying it for a month and let's evaluate it from there, then maybe I'll look at doing that. But
And imagine my concern
yeah,
that I'm on the hook to get this home sold for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
I have to get my rear end in gear, don't I?
right. Yeah,
So you have a couple of appointments set up with other agents?
yeah.
That's it? That's all that's holding you back?
That's pretty much it. And just seeing what they do, the differences between, you know, them and you.
Well, Rick, if you feel confident with Century 21 and you feel confident with me as an agent, here's what I would do for you. I will call those agents and tell them, you know what, you thought they were really good enough to at least set an appointment, but I wrestled you to the ground and got the contract signed,
Yeah.
and they'd be welcome to participate by bringing a buyer.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
Well, I'd feel more comfortable just interviewing them and seeing what they're about.
Okay, all right.
So if you want to call me back after I've interviewed them, and we'll kind of go from there and see.
I absolutely will. Here's what I'd like you to do when you're talking with them. Number one, I'd like you to talk about a couple of things that we discussed.
Okay.
The first one, there's 2 things. First one being target marketing.
Okay.
If they even know what that is and what they would do. And
Okay.
you know what I would do with target marketing,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
The second thing is, how are they gonna handle points?
Okay.
Most agents will tell you, well, hey, we'll just raise the price of the home by the amount of the points
Sure.
and go ahead and pay them for the buyer, right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then what happens when the home doesn't appraise for that jacked up price?
Then we got a problem in the transaction.
Then you got a problem.
Yeah.
So I'd like you to ask them those 2 questions, and if an agent doesn't know how to handle those 2 things, I would turn around and run from them.
Perfect.
Okay?
Fair enough.
All right. Today's Tuesday. How about if I call you Thursday? Are you gonna have
Well,
it
you can
done
call
by
me
then?
tonight, and I'll let you know tonight.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Okay, great.
Appreciate
Really-
your meeting.
Really good. I mean, that's exactly where I go with it. When I can't get somebody, their integrity's high enough, which makes me really feel pretty good that they're true to their word and what they're gonna do. But I set them up just like that. What's target marketing? Ask them this, what it's about. Do they know how to handle it? Do they know what it's about? And points. And they don't know those 2 things, and they're not. You're setting them up. you're setting the other people up for pure failure. And then I might call even later tonight at 7 and just say, hey, just thoughts, you know, how are you, how's it going, and let me know, you know, what you guys' decision is. And I've even had them go, you know, call us tomorrow, we're still kind of looking things over. So is there any questions you have right now after interviewing with them? Without question, great place. Good job. Very good.
All right.
All right, Evan, what are you doing?
Spacebo.
Okay. Greg, you want to run with him?
Yeah.
Ring ring.
Hello.
Oh, it's kind of about the home for sale. Is this the owner?
Yeah, is this an agent?
Oh, yes. My name's Evan. I work with Century 21. I was calling because my records indicated the home is for sale by owner. Is that still true?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And is the price still going for $399.99?
For how much?
$399.99.
$399.99, that is right.
That is right?
Yep.
And have you done any improvements to the home since you've owned it?
Yeah, this home was built in '80, and we've done almost everything to it.
Oh, so you did quite a bit to it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty exciting. I'm just curious, why are you selling it then?
We don't need the size of the home anymore.
Oh, okay, just the kids have grown up and you're empty nesters?
Yep. We're
Okay.
going back to a 3-bedroom.
Okay, so after you're done with selling this, where are you planning on moving to?
West Jordan.
West Jordan, okay.
Mhm.
Not going down south to St. George?
No.
Okay, fair enough. So help me understand what made you decide to sell the home on your own versus working with an agent?
Oh, totally about the commission.
Totally about the commission?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. If you absolutely knew for certain that when after I show you everything that I have, that you would end up with more money, bottom line, of what you're doing right now, would it make sense for us to meet?
Well, it would if I knew that for certain.
Okay, fair enough.
But I don't.
Okay. Well, that's the very reason why we need to get together, so I can show you exactly how that works. Does tonight or tomorrow work better for you?
You know, I think I'm going to hold off for a few months
Okay.
and try it on my own. I appreciate you calling, though.
What's important about a few months?
Well, if I can sell it on my own.
Okay. So you just, technically, you don't really believe that I can net any more money than what you're doing right now?
I really don't.
Okay. Well,
I mean, we know what the home appraised for, and that's what we're just gonna hold out till we get that price.
well, this is what I like to do, and about 15 minutes of your time, show you exactly what I do, so that I net you the more money than what you're doing right now, than what you can do in 5 or 6 months, or even a year from now. And do you think that would be valuable to your time, just to know what I would do?
Well, it would, but I just don't see how you would get more than the appraised value of the home.
Okay, so if I can show you that and how it works, and if I can describe that tonight by like 6, and show you exactly how that works, would it make sense for us to meet then?
You're saying you can get me more than the appraised value of the home?
You know what? Did you have an appraisal of it done?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have it done with an offer on the table?
No.
Okay. I've seen them actually range between $30,000 to $50,000 difference because there's not influenced by an offer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just need to have about 15 minutes of your time. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay. Would tonight at 6 o'clock work for you?
Yep, I'll hold you to the 15 minutes.
Okay. Great.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really good. I thought it worked. How'd you feel about it?
He was really.
Yeah, it's tough. But that's real. I mean, I really liked how you handled it. I think you could have gone a little bit stronger with the influencers when he said, you think you can get more than an appraised value. Well, Greg, that's the things we don't know until we actually try. There are influencers on that offer. So when you did you have an offer? And you did it, but it was more of a softer way in. You could have nailed it really hard.
That's what I felt was missing.
Yes.
I couldn't quite place it, but a little more certainty.
Yeah, no question. And I think if he would have went right into it, no, I hear totally what you're saying. And, the thing is there's influencers missing, such as an offer on the property. But other than that, it was the same thing, just wasn't as confident and powerful to the point.
Okay.
if that makes sense.
So, to say it properly, do you think that an influence by an offer would
Well, yeah, and I just go in as look how when I talk about, well, you know, Greg, I understand what you're saying. Listen to the confidence in my voice. I mean, I've even amped it up a little bit. Oh, Greg, I get what you're saying, and it's really what's missing are influencers. You know what I mean by that? The fact that you don't have an offer on the property to influence the appraisal is the very reason we need to talk, because those kind of things will strengthen the value of your property. But really the missing thing is he thinks he can get the same amount of buyers as you can. The market for us is far different than it is for him, for all those elements.
If you notice the difference here, he didn't phrase it as a question.
Yeah, I always like to do it as a question. You put it as a
Well, I'm making a
He even
statement
put
as an
more
expert.
boldness into it. At that point, he stopped asking questions.
Yeah.
And came at you.
It's
What's
about
that?
making an accurate statement, right? You know, your missing element is an influencer.
So you make that a statement, not a question.
Well, you could go either way, but look, when he already made it in a piece that remember, you're the expert, okay? He's not. Remember where their mindset is. Their mindset is they're maybe doing this once every 5 years or 10 years if they're doing it on their own. Look, we do this every single day, so you need to be confident in your approach. But Greg, I understand what you're talking about, but the reality is you're missing influencers. We know that. Okay, if you don't have an influencer on your offer, that's going to make a big difference.
So in my experience, you know, you're missing an influence.
Yeah, in my experience, I think is a great way to say it. Evan, it's...
What about also, how long are you willing to hold out to get a buyer who's willing to pay full price?
Yeah.
Are you aware that most for sale by owners get hit by buyers that are wanting to lowball?
Yeah, and see, here's one of the other things we can even lean, and that's great. I think that's a good one to do. But here's even a stronger one, is when you said, well, call me in a few weeks, or call me in a month, or whatever it was. Well, can I explain why that concerns me, Greg?
Sure.
You know, Greg, part of the problem right now you're having is you're missing all of those great relocation buyers who are coming in right now, have a high desire and high need to buy. Wait in a few weeks, you're going to pass all of those up. You're going to go, well, bring me one of those buyers.
Well, bring one over.
Well, you know, I totally understand what you're saying. Unfortunately, we have a legal obligation to expose the properties we've already listed to our clientele to expose their properties. I'd love to come by and show you how we can make your home one of those listings. Fair enough? I went right to it, tie it down. But see, we do have a legal obligation, a legal fiduciary responsibility to the homes we've already listed to expose those people to those properties. Because everybody's going to say that same thing. Oh, we'll bring one over. Well, we don't have a legal obligation to do that. We do to the people we've already listed. And I'm going to take it right there. Because see, I'm laying the breadcrumbs in the trail that I want, that I believe we need to go down, and it's baiting him right into it. So, not that what you did was wrong or anything, I just think that one little spot you could make it much more powerful. Because the influencer is a big deal on an appraisal.
Sure it is.
You know.
I've seen it.
And the points and different things.
I have a question, because usually, obviously, with for sale by owners, when you say that, well, bring some buyers, that's where it stops most agents, because
It does.
unless the agents want to lie and say, okay, I'll bring a buyer, which is a lie,
Of course.
most of the time, and would be my approach. Tell me if I'm wrong. Like if they ask, okay, bring me a buyer, so well, I would love to. But I have a fiduciary duty to show the listings we already have.
Perfect.
Plus, like you said, it's a different market, and maybe I would say that if he insists, well, but you know, if you have a buyer, you bring it over.
Yeah.
And can I, on the phone, I don't know if that would be appropriate on the phone to ask, okay, if you're an agent, you have and you have a fiduciary duty with your buyer, knowing that 50% of for sale by owner transaction doesn't close, which one would you show to your buyer?
Yeah,
For sale by owner or listed by a real estate agent?
I think you can go down that if they start opening that up, but I'd never make it an objection and an objection. And here's one of the other things, and the reason I switched to legal or fiduciary responsibility. There are a lot of people that don't understand what a fiduciary responsibility is. So it's a term that's a little bit out of the vocabulary of your standard human being out there. Everybody understands legal responsibility. So I'm either gonna go legal and fiduciary responsibility or just legal. So, and that's real. I mean, I'd love to make that happen, Vladimir, but the reality is I have a legal or fiduciary responsibility to the clients we've already listed those property to expose those great buyers to. I'd love to come by and show you how we can make one of your property one of those great listings. What works best, 5 or 6. See what it does? It allows me to tie it right down. It gives a strong, powerful reason. You can't argue it. Because you know, what are they wanting? One of those buyers. They're not going to say, well, bring them by anyway, because you just give a legal reason why you can't. Because see, that's what they're thinking in their mind. We'll just bring them by. It's that simple. No, you don't understand. So in a couple words, you've made them realize why that can't happen.
So
And
in
it's
reality,
real.
if you take them to a for sale by owner home that you know it has a poor chance of closing, you're not helping your client in the best way.
Correct. I mean, I don't know that even you're keeping your fiduciary duties intact based on that. That's true. So that's looking at it a little bit deeper, because you do have that legal obligation to your client to make that happen, right? So, very good. What do you want to do?
Listen.
Okay? Oh, you want to listen?
Yeah, let me listen today.
Okay, so
We got a little more.
I'll do one. You want to do one? For sale by owner call, we're role playing. Or
I'll observe for
you
now.
observe?
I'll do it for backup.
You want to do what?
I'll go back.
Okay, come back up. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do expires.
Greg, want to do with it? Roll with
Sure,
it?
whatever you want.
Hold on a minute. Let me get my expired list out. Okay. Ring ring.
Hello.
Oh, my name's Evan. I was, let's see, hold on. Ring ring.
Hello.
Hello, I was looking for, was it
Greg.
Greg? Oh, I was looking for Greg.
Yeah, this is him.
Hi, Greg. My name's Evan. I work with Century 21. I kind of figured out that you've already found out that your home came up on the expired list. Is that correct?
Yes, it did.
So, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling the home?
I thought we already had, but we're kind of done with agents now. I'm just going to sell it on my own.
Okay, just you're kind of done. What happened?